if you clicked on the link, yeah, it's true. It's not clickbait. It is my birthday, so happy birthday to me. And I did have surgery. Hi, hello, what's up? It's your girl, Just Say Shan. And yes, you are at the official launch of my YouTube channel. This is my first video. And look, if you clicked on the link, yeah, it's true. It's not clickbait. It is my birthday, so happy birthday to me. And I did have surgery. But before we get into that part, because I know that's kind of what y'all probably really want to know about, I'm just going to give y'all a quick intro or just quick background information as to why I started this channel. I know you're probably like, Shan, look, YouTube, what's going on? Everybody's on YouTube. And, you know, it's kind of saturated. Honestly, I don't care about none of that, to be very, very honest with y'all. I'm at the place in my life where I was like, look, I wanted to do this since 2014. I admire so many people on it. Even one of my college roommates, she went ahead and launched hers, and she kind of subbed me in one of her videos like, yeah, my friend, she never did it. And she's been encouraging me to do it. And I just come to the point in life, I'm getting older, and it doesn't make sense to worry about what people may say, think, or do. And also not to let my fears and my own personal doubt stop me. Like, honestly, I'm my worst enemy or my hardest critic. And I said, look, life is just too short, and you might as well just go for it now. It's now or never. And I just decided to step out on faith. And I decided to trust God, and also to just bet on myself, be confident in who I was and what I had to share. So on this channel, you can expect to be educated, to be inspired, and also to be celebrated. It's going to be education, inspiration, celebrations, really big on celebrations, because I realized that's one of the things that I struggle with. I don't know how to celebrate myself, and I don't know if I have any people that can relate to me, but I know how to celebrate people, you know, clap them, you know, encourage them. And then when it comes to myself, I'm just like really down, and I don't give myself the boost or the credit that I would give to other people. So along this journey, I implore you all to come with me. The slogan is where reality meets faith, because that is exactly what I'm trying to do. My reality says one thing, and it makes my faith a little shaky. And I'm saying, hey, you know what? It's time for us to join hands, and it's time for us to marry this faith so we can get on this journey and live a holistically and healthy life. So yeah, so that's in a nutshell. Join this journey. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend and come join the Shan fam. You feel me? All right. Just to get really into it, that's the quick and not so dirty, you know, background as to why I started my channel. So I did have surgery. I had surgery this year in November, and I was off from work for a couple weeks, and I'm gonna go through telling you why I even had surgery and what kind of procedure I had. So about 2 years ago, when I was in search of a gynecologist, I found one and I went. This was based off of a referral. Going through a routine exam with her, she asked me actually, she said, do you have pain during your menstrual cycle? And I said, yeah, I have pain. I didn't think that it was anything out of the ordinary. I'm like, who doesn't have pain? Like, it's normal, sis. I'm good. So I know everybody doesn't have pain, but I just didn't think that it was anything for cause for alarm. And she looks at me and she says, I think you have endometriosis. And at this moment, I'm like, whoa, you doc, slow your roll. You just asked me one question. You already diagnosing me? How, swear? How? So I'm like, all right, you're clearly just trying to get some coins. I am not feeding into that. I am healthy. I am good. You know, me and God got a good thing going on. So she follows up and she says, you know what? I want you to go and do an ultrasound. Let's just check out what's going down there and just see what's going on. I was like, cool, I can go do the ultrasound. For me, in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, honestly, she wasted her time, but let's go through it anyway. You know, I'm going to still let the doctor do her job, and I got insurance, thankfully. So I go do the ultrasound. You have to wait like maybe a few days, about a week, and I get the results, and I go sit down and I review the results with her. So I go in her office, I sit down. I'm sorry, don't mind the sniffles. Like, the enemy's trying to get me, but I'm going to be good. I'm not about to be sick on my birthday, okay? So I go in her office. She tells me what the results are, and she says, you have a mass on your left ovary. And she said it's 5.5 centimeters. I'm like, let me see that. Like, that's probably not it. Let me read for you, because maybe you need glasses. So I'm like, pathology, diagnosis. Oh, okay. Yeah. It said 5 centimeters. And I'm making light of it now, but in reality, when she said it, it really felt like the world stopped. And I say this because thankfully I've been healthy for the majority of my life. I am healthy. I'm good. And for this to happen, I'm just like, God, life is already taking its twists and turns. I have enough stress and enough drama elsewhere. I don't need this to happen now. And I need you to take care of this, because you are supposed to be my healer, And here's the funny thing. If you ask God to be your healer or to show you who he is, you got to expect some things to happen. But when you saying all them things, you in the worship service, it's like, yeah, you don't realize that, you kind of like setting yourself up. But it happened. And honestly, I think that was like the beginning of like my faith kind of like shifting gears. But at the same time, I was like, you're going to heal me, God. You're going to bring me out of this. So I'm not going to listen to what this physician is saying. She said she wanted to do surgery, and it just felt like it was too abrupt and it's too quick. Her whole mannerism about it, she made me feel very uncomfortable. And I like to refer back to my cousin and my stepmother. My cousin is a nurse practitioner and my stepmother is a nurse. So whenever anything's going on, like medically, that just may not be right or have questions about, I seek them. And it's not to say that I don't respect physicians. I do. I love the field of medicine. But I do believe that sometimes they'll place these things on your life that are not for you. And they'll like put you in positions where you challenge your faith or make you do things that you shouldn't even have to do. And so I just wanted to really talk to my guidance and see what they said. I told them everything. I told them how the doctor was talking to me, because at one point she was talking to me crazy, y'all. And I'm all sad, crying, like, I don't know what's going on. And they were just like, don't do the surgery. You're very much so young. And when you go into surgery, y'all, if you don't know, when they have to open you up and remove anything, if something goes wrong in the process, you like sign over for them to do whatever it is they need to do to save you. And if that means that you lose a limb in the process, you will lose that limb. In my case, they had to remove this mass from my ovary, and I could have lost my ovary. That was just one of the things that could happen. So at that moment 2 years ago, I'm just like, nah, this can't happen yet. I want to be able to have children. At that time, I did not know that you can still have children with one ovary, but I just still wanted to just have what I was born into this world with, So we go through that process. The doctor ends up scheduling the surgery for me. Like literally the day before the surgery, the hospital calls me like, hey ma'am, we're just calling just to confirm your scheduled surgery for da-da-da date. And I'm like, what? This lady already offended me in how she spoke to me. Like, she was very aggressive. And then you schedule a surgery that I don't even approve of. That was like red flag number 2. So I went to her office, got all my documents, and I left, and I didn't go back to her. My cousin said, you know what, let's get a second opinion. I eventually found another gynecologist that I went to, who is my current gynecologist today. She's super sweet, explained everything to me, and I told her what was going on. And she said, well, sometimes these masks that grows on your ovaries, they can like very well go away on their own. So let's just watch it. And also she sent me to do the ultrasound again. We go do the ultrasound again, and it's still there. Now, fast forward 2 years later to this present time, we check on the ovary again, and now it's grown. Now the ovary that was 5.5 centimeters is now 7.5 centimeters. Now, at this point, that's cause for alarm, because we're watching it and it's growing. So that means we need to do something about it. If I was to ever have children, I would be high risk. It possibly could twist and turn and explode within me. So many different things that could have happened that I did not know if I would have kept it. So when they brought the idea of surgery again, before we got to that place, my doctor, she was just like, you know what? I don't fully feel confident in myself to handle this, I'm going to send you to a gynecologic oncologist. Now, for those of you who do not know what type of specialist that is someone who specializes in gynecology, but specifically cancer. So because it was a mass that we did not know what it was, it could have been cancerous. I had to do blood tests to do tumor markers, and by the grace of God, everything came back negative. Then leading up to having to make the decision, I spoke to my counsel again, my cousin and my stepmother. And at this point in time, we all had peace. Like, we believe that this is the way that God decided to heal me. Now, I will tell you guys this. I am all the way for holistic medicine. Sometimes you don't know how God is going to heal you. He can use surgery to heal you. He can use natural remedies to heal you. For me, I thought it was going to happen the natural way. Like, I was just sure that I was going to go take the exam and they were like, oh my gosh, there's nothing there. But that didn't happen for me. But I did try that method. Beforehand, I was taking some vitamins, because sometimes if you have excess estrogen in your body, that also can produce these growths within you. Also, I changed the way I ate, and of course, in the process of all of that, you have to make sure that other environments in your life are controlled. So if you're someone who is experiencing a lot of stress, it don't matter how well you're eating. If you are stressed out, it's going to fight against the goodness that's going to come from you eating healthy or taking these natural supplements or herbs that God has blessed us with. So I do believe in holistic medicine, but you have to also be mindful of where you are, the state you are, because it will work against what you're trying to do. And I believe that's what happened for me. I was in a lot of stress, like mentally, spiritually, physically, stress. So all the eat, me did I try to eat and, help myself. It didn't work. And, God is still so gracious that he still made another way for me. So fast forward, we get to the place. I go to the specialist and she's like, so we're going to remove it. So they planned for a laparoscopic procedure. And a laparoscopic procedure is where they make 3 small incisions on your abdomen and they fill your stomach with air. And then they go in with these nice instruments to remove the mass. So I get the mass removed. The pain was interesting, but I'm a trooper, It was painful. I was kind of like a hunchback for a couple days, but I was good. They put like these glueless stitches, I guess you can call, on you, and they fall off over time. But I went for the follow-up, and in the process of them finding the mass on my left ovary, they also said they saw something on my right. So you guys can imagine the stress that I'm dealing with. Like, the left was the focus because they wanted to make sure that if they could save my ovary, they were going to save it. But if I had to lose it, they wanted to make sure the right was okay so I could still, have children in the future. And I'm just like, well, dang, it doesn't really sound like the odds are favorable right now. But I'm going to trust God. So even the day of the surgery, I'm in there. They're rolling me in the room and I'm all smiling. They looking at me like, girl, why are you smiling? You going into surgery? And I'm just like, I'm smiling because I'm putting out that good energy. Because I'm like, JC, you got me. And if y'all know who JC is, that's Jesus Christ. That's my homie. That's how I refer to him sometimes. But yeah, so I'm like, yeah, you got me. But I still knew in the back of my mind, like, I had to prepare myself because this could have went either way. If I go in, they take out the mass, I can lose my ovary. God help me to now heal with that. Because even though you can still produce one ovary, that's still a lot to just lose one, And because it's just a lot. For me, it was too much emotional trauma, like, that was connected to it. I didn't tell a lot of people that I was going into surgery because it was hard for me to have that conversation. I still felt like, why am I here? God, like, really, why am I going through this? I've been through so much over my lifetime that I just feel like, Jay, right now, I shouldn't be going through this. But anyway, I was there. We go into the day of the surgery and they remove the mass off my left ovary. It was, I truly believe that God was there and he took full control because they removed the mass and then my left ovary is still intact. So your girl still got both her ovaries. And then they said, yo, there was nothing on the right. So these ultrasounds were showing some type of mass on my right ovary, but nothing was there when they went in. So like, when I tell y'all, these things in life will happen to shake your faith, it's okay. It is okay for your faith to waver because it still gives God an opportunity to blow your mind. It still gives him an opportunity to tell you he hasn't forgotten about you. You know, there's a scripture that says, the sufferings that we face today can't be compared to the glory that shall be revealed in us later. And I believe like that's a testament to things here on earth and things in heaven. But we just have to continue to have faith, step out on faith, do some things that scare us, and challenge God to move on our behalf so that he can be glorified. Because the moral of my story is, there was something there on my right, it wasn't there. The way they were talking to me before, it sounded as if like, yo, this mass is 7.5 centimeters. I'm going to try and find a something that you guys can see that's 7.5 centimeters. If not, I will place a picture of it up in this video. Y'all, I'm making mistakes. It's okay. But that's pretty huge. The first time, 5.5 is about a golf ball. You can probably get a piece of fruit that's about 7.5 centimeters. So in the midst of that, it could have very well damaged my left ovary. It could have made my left ovary just not usable anymore. But thankfully, it's still healthy. It's still whole. I am whole. And God is doing a new thing in this season that I'm in. It's my new year already. Y'all waiting for December 31st, January 1st. December 28th is my new year. So I am stepping in my newness. And as I step into my newness, I encourage y'all to come along this journey with me. Let's laugh together. Let's share together. Let's grow together. Peace and love and blessings. Love y'all. So fam, the mass that was on my left ovary was a dermoid cyst. A dermoid cyst is usually present at birth, so that means you're born with it. It grows over time. Different things can grow outside of it, hair, nails, crazy. And also it's typically benign. So that was a beautiful blessing and miracle for me. The only way for them to have known what this mass was to remove it. So I had this cyst on my ovary. They didn't know what it was just based off of pictures or just some type of scan. They had to physically remove it and then send it to a pathologist who was able to test it and find out what it was. So in the end, it was benign, not cancerous, and all glory to God for that.